Greetings fellow earthlings and welcome to a new series that I'm starting for Ancestor's Legacy. Don't know if this is going to continue much or not, but basically it's about me. I like to think I'm a good player at Ancestor's Legacy, and I'm teaching you how to play through a video. This has already been recorded, I'm not playing now. This is sort of like, yeah, I'm just going to talk through it and say what was going through my mind at the time. This is a 1v1 on the Burnt and Ruined map. I'm Slavs, he's Vikings, and I'm playing against Camcriss TV. Yeah, the battle begins. Camcriss TV seems like a good player. Yeah, he does have a Twitch channel as well, which I'll link down in the description. He does Ancestor's Legacy, so if you want to watch more Ancestor's Legacy, then you know his videos are good too. Yeah, so let's begin. So I've gotten Slavs in this one, and he's the Vikings. Because I have the swordsman, and he has the spears. Swords beat spears. That's just like that's the rock paper scissors thing. Swords beat spears. So I know in this early game I have quite a big advantage. However, I also know that in the mid game he has axemen, and I do have spearmen, but they are quite expensive, so he kind of has the advantage mid game, and then late game he has a massive advantage, so that's how this works. You play against the time. As a Slav player, you've got to try and cause so much damage to the Viking that he can't recover before he gets to the point where he's good. Otherwise then it's just going to all collapse and it'd be difficult to come back. With skill though, you can do it. I've seen it happen before. Yeah, so I actually got a lucky flank there. It might not have been paying much attention to that unit, or I don't know, maybe it was. Yeah, put your soldiers in defensive formation for a bit of a defense boost. As you can see here, it does help, and I also caught him a bit of a flank, which lowers his morale, which lowers his fighting strength. He's taken his first village. I haven't got one yet. You can see by the scoreboard up above that he has one more. I don't really know how the scoreboard works. Apparently minus 40 means that I have minus one village. I don't get that. Yeah, he says whoops because he lost a unit. You can retreat units in this game, but you know, I think I got a few lucky shots, and yeah, it was unlucky fine. This is quite a weird skirmish here. I think it went in his favour. Because he went in defensive formation, but I didn't go in defensive formation because I went for the speed instead, because defensive formation does slow you down. Yeah, as you can see there, defensive formation, if you're not in it, you get torn apart, as what happened there. But of course it slows you down by so much, it's not really that worth it. This was a very sneaky little thing here I did. Trying to get round this bridge and get him from the behind where it wasn't really that defended at all. He did notice it, and he had some spearmen coming in, but spearmen, they're not going to do much against these swordsmen here. Yeah, I saw him coming in, and I knew my soldiers could beat him. You know, two swordsmen beat two spearmen easily, and I think I got both of them on the flank as well. I could be wrong with that, but yeah, so these two spearmen get torn to pieces. He was trying to capture A as well. Which means that village is very weak. And I've captured C as well. I'm about to run out of food, as you can probably see here, yeah. I'm about to run out of food. Don't run out of food, it lowers morale. And I even caught his spearman as well. That was good, I'm happy about that. When you play as a Slavs, remember to raise the shields when attacking anything with archers. It does slow units down, but it's quite good against these villages. It gives you yeah, arrow damage does much less, which allowed me to take the villager. My morale is slowly lowering, you can see it there by the white bar above the unit. If it's full, that's full morale. If it's down to the bottom, then that's no morale, and it causes quite big penalties for fighting. But you know, luckily I reacted quick enough. I managed to take these villages before it got so bad that I wouldn't be able to really do anything. Sometimes if morale gets so bad, you actually just have to disband a unit to make sure that you have enough food for everyone. It was at this point that I was confident I was going to win, because I'd Yeah, I've got a decent army. I've got 3 villages and he has 1 village. Yeah, now he's up that. Near enough anyway. I'm about to get my 3rd village. And I've also sorted my food problem out as well by capturing my 2 villages and making sure I get the food. I think I've got another swordsman unit coming as well. Right, so this was a... yeah, ran out of food in. This was a sneaky strategy that I don't really like doing, but I thought I'll do it just to panic. Just to panic my opponent a little bit, because I thought it was going to go for C. So what I decided to do is just act as if I'm going to make a base rush. He pulls back to defend, and then buys me a little bit of time. Yes, I took out his tower, and there we go, I saw him coming in, so I thought, yep, he's retreated his units away from whatever plan he was going to do. He could have been going for C, he could have been having a tea party down at F, I've got no idea, but I think it went... I think it was good. I didn't lose anything really, and managed to slow him down a little bit, distract him a little bit, scare him a little bit, so that was the plan of it. Sometimes this game is a bit of a psychological game as well. You've got to make your opponent think you're going for something else, and then like, change last minute and things like that. You'll see me do quite a lot of that in these gameplays. There's 2 videos by the way of this. The first one is Slavs versus Vikings, which I have an advantage for. The second one is a different map, and that is I'm playing Slavs, he's playing Germans, where he has a start advantage. It's only a start advantage for, of course, as I said, once you rotate onto the next unit, then it's a completely different game. Like as you can see here, in the middle of the game, it becomes reasonably even, with a slight advantage to Vikings. The early game it's just all in favour of the Slavs, and then late game it's in favour of the Vikings again. Yeah, so I knew we didn't see that bottom unit there, so I thought I'll turn on the torches, I'll bring his spearmen forward, I knew he'll see that swordsman, so yeah, he's going to take out the village as well. So you can just see there, I brought a unit up to try and distract him a little bit, and he had to respond to that by bringing 2 spearmen, which was kind of good. He needed 2 spearmen to take it out, but I don't think he saw that swordsman, so that wasn't a bad move by him, that was more just a good move by me. I think he should have another 3rd spearman somewhere. I'm worried that he was going to push C, that's why you keep seeing me like go check it out a few times. C was my weakness in this game. It was very open quite a lot of the time. Luckily he didn't go for it. Even if he did go for it, that doesn't mean he would have taken it. I could have like raised defences, probably brought a unit there just in time. So it wouldn't have been too bad for me, but yeah, still I had to keep on checking. You can hear footsteps through parts of a map, by the way, as long as you've got a unit close enough to it, which, yeah, it used to be like really good and overpowered, and then they changed it a bit. I preferred it when it was overpowered, but whatever. Right, now C is no longer weak because I'm bringing an extra unit there. I currently have 5 villages, he has 1, he has F. I didn't actually realise it took F until about this moment here when I just spotted it. Yeah, you can see it on the map there. And I just thought, might as well cut his food off, take the village, and what's he doing here? So he's moving up with 2 spearmen. He probably doesn't know that I'm in here, but I managed to capture one on the flank there. He might have known, when it gets to this point he's probably getting a little bit desperate to take a few villages, so he's got to like take a few risks. Yeah, I'm going to take that village as well, easily enough. Yeah, I raised the defences of that village there, so it won't be able to take that. He's got 1 unit going down to F, I think, or hanging around about E. And there we go, the problem in the north is solved, and I think about now I've taken all villages and he has not. So this is when I knew I was going to win. Unless he's managed to pull off some sneaky base rush, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He's got some axemen which are good, but it's just too late at this point. those axemen, as you can see, are going to tear my swordsmen to pieces. And that's it. Yep, good game, well played. I enjoyed that one. And now we're about to go with our second one now as well. He chooses Germans and I choose Slavs for this one. Right, this map is Tribal Wars, quite a good map I think, a lot of people hate it. Don't know why, it's a big map, a very big map. Well, oh well. It's not too bad. It's got a few like weird parts in the wheat field as well, that you can take advantage of, where if you stand in the wheat field, you can burn down the village that's near you, but the village cannot see you, so it cannot shoot at you. Just an interesting little thing there that I like about it. It's something that I like, but I know a lot of players don't like it. Also, this map is a little bit off. Yeah, like I mean, like the actual picture of the map. Right, so because he's playing Germans, he's going to have the cleavers, which are basically like an axeman unit to start off with. So he has an advantage in the early game. Therefore, I know that his early game units are going to tear my swordsmen to pieces. I'm not going to be able to do anything. So, you know, there's nothing that says you have to train the first unit. So what I immediately did, I rushed level 2 to get the mid-game units. It means I'm going to like struggle for units throughout this game, because, you know, he's already got a barracks up, he's already training more units at this point, and I haven't even started building the barracks. I can't even afford the barracks at this point. So, yeah, it's a risky move to do, but if I can get Spearmen out, they should tear his cleavers to pieces. Because Spearmen beat Axemen. If anyone wants me to like go through all the like what beats what in this game, then I'll have to make a video of it, or just a small tutorial. Yeah, so you can see through the map I saw him that it was taking B there because it was on fire.
Burn it to the ground. Choose, listen.
Right, so I finally built the barracks, and as I said, no point building swordsmen because his cleavers are just going to destroy me. I might as well just focus more on the spearmen, and then I should have the advantage then. Yeah, so B is no longer burning, as you can see through the fog of war. That means he's no longer fighting it. Well, trying to burn it, that means he's already captured it, and he's just doing the final capture stuff. Yeah, well. I'm worried he's going to like attack me at C, or is it A? Yeah, it's C. So that's why I do keep checking those wheat fields at times, just to the north slightly. But no, it looks like he's going A. Both A and D, those two villages, have a point in the wheat fields where you can, as I said, burn it without being seen, so you don't get shot, and yeah, you can just take a really good advantage of it. I did show you that earlier on, didn't get to say much about it. I'll show you it a couple of more times, I think, in this game. So there I got my spearmen out, and they should be able to do good work with his cleavers, I think. Still, I'm worried at this point because he should have about 3, possibly even a 4th unit by this point, and I've only got 2, so yeah, it's definitely difficult for Slavs to beat Germans, but if you manage to rotate onto the spearmen immediately, I just completely give up on the swordsman. There's no point to a swordsman at this point. Then you can do well. Once the Germans, however, get into their mid-game, and they start training spearmen, then your swordsmen do well against those. So I will end up at some point, I think, retraining swordsmen. Yeah, so throw my javelins at them. I can just imagine how confused I was going to be at this point, expecting to see swordsmen and then just spearmen come running in.
Keep up the pace!
Still I lost the battle, but I really pushed him back. To do the damage that I did there would have taken like 3 swordsman units, so that was quite good. And is he going to push for me? I think he does. I sent a cleaver all the way up to village G. Just because I know that swordsman can take it. And I've got another spearman out as well, so I should have 3. We probably have the same amount of units. I'm worried that he's going to go for D, so I'm going to move to right a little bit and just take a peek, reveal a bit of a fog of war. Waiting for him to go E or something. I just need to find out where he is at this point. I know it looks like he's going for C, which was the second village I took, so I just brought forwards my units. Is he going to fight this, or... Ooh, I caught him in the back with a flank as well. I got a few javelins in there. Yeah, that was good. Of course he's brought in some reinforcements, but so have I. And
Shield! Attention!
yeah, well done, soldiers. Yeah, getting a 4th spearman out now. And there we go, he pulls back. So right now I have 1 more village than him, and the loss that I had originally, which was, you know, just the fact that I started with not so good units compared to some of his. I think I've recovered it now. 3 spearmen out on the front. It's looking good. Also the mouse is a little bit off with Ancestor's Legacy. I don't know why. It's like sometimes I click on one thing and it clicks on something completely different. It's not the game, I mean like the recording. It's like I'll be clicking somewhere random and it'll click a unit. It's just the mouse that you see on screen is not accurate. If you see me like clicking on something, that's not what I'm clicking on. I'm clicking on something different. Oh, we placed a trap there. Yeah, that was a good place for a trap. Caught me off guard. Unfortunately for him, he didn't have a unit there to follow it up. And yeah, he's got a unit arriving now, but by the time that cleaver actually gets there, I've kind of recovered from the damage the trap did. Going to take village F now. And there he goes, pulls back. He was looking really good at this point. I'm about to take a 4th village, and yeah, he's got 1 village under siege as well. He's retreated his units. It's really not looking good for him at this point. I thought instead of pushing for B, because he thinks I'm going to push B, you could hereby run the emergency bell. Because he was expecting it to get attacked, running the emergency bell, it gives like the village defense boost, and it allows the village to shoot as well. So I thought I might as well just go for the middle point, which is E. At this point I was really starting to expect him to go spearman at any point, so I thought I might as well just train swordsman to make sure that I do keep the advantage here. And there we go, I have 4 villages, he has 5 villages, he has 2.
Spirit Warband! Spirit Warband! Proud warrior!
Right, so I can see him there because I can see his torches and I can't see what units he's bringing though. Still with his spearmen, but nope, it's more cleavers and more cleavers. There's not really much you can do against Slavs at this point, because Slavs used to be like the worst faction in the game, just really, really weak. And then all of a sudden, they brought out a new patch which made them crazy overpowered. And then they've tried to make them weaker again, but it's still not perfect. I have mentioned like the balancing of this game in my review before. It is good, it is well balanced, but there's just a few issues with some units because of how the game is designed. It's a very rock paper scissors thing, so sometimes one faction is meant to beat the other at certain times, and there is meant to be very little you can do about it. That's meant to be how the game works. But then eventually your turn does come round where you have the better units, and that's what you've got to take advantage of in this game. That's how I see it anyway. Right, so you're going to see soon, I think, what I'm about to do with this wheat field here at A. As you can see, I'm stood in the wheat, but that village cannot shoot at me. Yeah, I wasn't originally planning this video to be a tutorial sort of thing. That's why that's why I'm not like showing it like off much what I'm doing. I was just playing to win. And there we go, GG. So yeah, I won that. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm still, I think, second in the world on the leaderboards. Best in UK as well in the last tournament, which, yeah, I'm gonna boast about that forever. Yeah, if anyone wants to challenge me in a 1 versus 1, I'll be more than happy to do it as well. I might record it as well if you want me to. Can't always promise I can record. Sometimes I can record. Sometimes when I do record, it'll be like this. It's not me talking whilst playing. It's me talking about it after it's done. Just because of how my schedule works. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learnt something useful about the game, and I hope to see you play Ancestor's Legacy in the future. As I said, Camcriss is a good player. He has a Twitch channel, and he does upload some Ancestor's Legacy, I think, yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and goodbye.